I'm Jim Lee. I'm the publisher and chief creative officer for DC Comics. Yeah, I travel quite a bit for both business and conventions, and you can only take 2 bags on, right, as carry-on, and so I was always conflicted like what to take. Sometimes I bring a large enough bag where I can squeeze a portfolio in, but it was less than ideal, right? And I was thinking in my head, like, wouldn't it be awesome if there was a backpack where I can actually put my art supplies and my artwork in there, and also put my laptop and things I need to access while I'm traveling? That would be the best of both worlds, because I could consolidate 2 bags into one. I've got brushes, I've got markers, pencils, erasers, whiteout, all sorts of different pieces of artwork and art supplies. And then on top of it, I've got usually an iPad or a laptop that I need to bring. It's nice to have a bag that allows me to carry all of it and be organized so I know where everything is. If you could create a backpack where you could pull the portfolio out, now you've actually got a situation where you've got flexibility to carry exactly what you need. So I've got essentially a lighter, smaller version of my backpack that I can basically transform into a portfolio and take to a show with me. I travel with these little bottles of ink, and they usually seal pretty well, but sometimes when you go up to 30,000 feet and back down, they can explode on you, and I've had horrible messes in my backpacks where the black permanent ink is exploding onto all your other art or your clothes or whatever. I mean, it's a mess. I thought it would be great to have a waterproof compartment in a backpack, and while we were testing the prototype, it actually exploded on me. It didn't leak out, it didn't damage anything else, it worked perfectly. So a buddy of mine turned me on to Hex backpacks, and I like the fact that they were actually sitting down with the people that actually use these backpacks to help design the backpacks and really customize them for their specific needs. When we started thinking about how to make this bag more unique, we wanted to incorporate some of what I do. And as a chief creative officer and publisher, and as an artist, we work with these iconic characters. So we're thinking, hey, it'd be awesome to move, to kind of work Batman into this design. But we didn't want to do it to the point where it becomes a Batman backpack. And so I created a unique piece of art, and then we printed that in the kind of a electric blue, and we use that as a sort of a liner for the backpack itself. It's just a subtle call out to sort of the history and the origins of this bag. I think the great thing about being able to customize your own bag or create your own bag was I got to look through all these different fabrics and colors, and it was just like almost too much in a way. But then there was like, this one color that jumped out at me. It was this gunmetal color. It just makes the bag look kind of tough. There's some really, really nice subtle elements to the whole design of the entire bag. So when we started talking about like an ideal backpack for a comic book creator or a comic book creative, my mind just started racing to all these other things that you could create. And one of them was a backpack dedicated to people that go to comic book conventions, people that collect comics. If there were a bag where you could put your comics and have them be safely stored and be able to go through the con and buy the things you wanted and know that they were being safely transported, and that would be ideal. And there's really nothing like it.
Well, I've been buying comics since I was 12, selling them since I was probably around 17 years old. I was a fan of comic books, vintage comic books, really expensive, rare comic books, as well as new comic books coming out. So we kind of built a store that catered to those people. This backpack also caters to people that are like-minded with me. You go to a convention, traditionally what you would do is you would have a bag. And sometimes in that bag you have, a comic book worth several $1,000s or more. Well, it's not very safe.
In a way, the backpack itself, once you open it up, it looks like a file folder. It has these sleeves so you can put your bagged and boarded comics or your slabbed comic books into each sleeve, so you know exactly where your comics are, and they're super protected.
It's got room for, I'm going to guess, 12 to 15 graded books, and there's a really cool feature on the top where you can actually lock the top so that if you do have some valuable books, sometimes you're walking around with, let's say, a $100,000 book. You want to have that well protected. What do we have in here? Oh, it happens to be a Fantastic Four 1, 8.5. This is upwards of $150,000. It's mine. You can't have it. It doesn't come with a bag. Something like this was necessary, and I think it's going to be very popular. I'm a buyer for it. So on both sides, you have an expandable pocket. It has a place for your Overstreet price guide. If you're walking around buying comics, you probably know what an Overstreet price guide is. So the interior art is by Jim Lee. So your bag in itself is a piece of art. So you're on Kickstarter for a reason. One of those reasons is you're a collector. You enjoy something that not everybody else has. You enjoy collecting these things. So am I, trust me.
So I'm super excited to share this exclusive Kickstarter premium backpack.
So what's cool about this version of the bag is that it has this piece of art by Jim Lee. This is going to be a limited number. Once they're gone, they will not be repeated. So get yours while you can.
And it has these awesome Batman pulls here.
It looks almost like a Batarang. So you'll see a bunch of these on here. I love them.
So this is pretty cool.
Mola is a new way to study and teach architectural structures. It's a learning tool for anyone interested about the buildings and the structures that surround us. The model is composed by different parts that are connected through magnets, allowing countless combinations. You can understand abstract concepts in a tangible and concrete manner. You can assemble, visualize, and feel the structures using your own hands. Hi, my name is Márcio. I'm a Brazilian architect and the creator of Mola structural system. The idea for Mola came to me during structural classes at the university. As a student, I always thought those classes were very abstract, and I've been working on this project since then. After 10 years of design development, we launched our first product on a crowdfunding campaign, and the result was really amazing. Mola became the most funded project in Brazil. 2 years later, we did a second campaign to produce Mola Structural Kit 2, and the result was even better. Now, people from more than 70 countries are creating amazing structures with Mola. And now we are here on Kickstarter to launch our new product, Mola Structural Kit 3. This new set will take you through the world of cable structures. In addition to some of the pieces that you may know from Mola 1 and Mola 2, Mola 3 features a completely new set of cable elements and connections that will take your structural experience into a whole new level. It begins with 3 meters of a modular cable that is really easy to measure and to cut. It also enables different types of connections along its length, and to do that, we added the linear cable joint and Mola's special design, the perpendicular cable joint. To connect the cable with the Mola system, we have designed a special cable connection that allows you to adjust the length of the cable at any moment. With a simple twist, you can define the right amount of tension to the cable, make it more precise and easier to assemble. It's also possible to attach multiple cables to a single connection. Mola 3 also features a new component, the bar stiffener. It transforms the high deformation bars into rigid elements, avoiding the buckling effect. Otherwise, the cables could lose their tension. With this new set of elements, you can understand a lot of different structural concepts. As always, our goal when creating Mola 3 is to make it more versatile as possible, allowing you to be more creative, to find your own structural solutions. Mola 3 is a new set that works perfectly with all previous Mola products, allowing you to easily mix multiple kits and accessories to build and test almost any structure you can imagine. You can even reproduce your favorite iconic buildings and structures around the globe. These are just some of the structures you'll be able to create with Mola. But in order to make this happen, we need your support. So if you like Mola, please back us now, share this video with your friends, and help us to improve the structural engineer education and to inspire the next generations of architects, engineers, and city shapers.
Whether you're traveling for business or fun, you could settle for a traditional travel adapter, but then you'd also need a USB power supply and a USB-C adapter to connect with the latest devices. Ditch the clutter and confusion. Introducing Passport Go with GAN from Zendure. Passport Go is the first all-in-one travel adapter with cutting-edge GAN technology, supplying up to 30 watts of power in one easy-to-pack device. USB-C power delivery means Passport Go is compatible with the latest devices. Passport Go can charge up to 5 devices at the same time. Spend less time managing your gadgets and more time out of the hotel room. Passport Go has an auto-resetting fuse, meaning there will be no nasty overnight surprises. With a typical travel adapter, if you blow the fuse, you'll have to go out and find a replacement. Passport Go recovers all on its own. If you need a quick recharge on the go, Passport Go has you covered. 30-watt USB-C power delivery charges your phone more quickly than other travel adapters, so you'll never miss a beat. Or an opportunity. Passport Go works in over 200 countries, so it's always ready for your next adventure. Where will you go? Get charged, get going. Passport Go with GAN from Zendure.
Hi, we're Gravel. In 2018, we were able to design a toiletry bag and launch it here on Kickstarter. And we immediately convert it to the smaller one. Warmth. Cold airplane drafts are the worst. So we created a leg pocket with an insulated foot pouch to eliminate those pesky drafts. And like your favorite hoodie, we added a microfleece kangaroo pouch to help you keep your hands warm. Organization. On the outside of the hoodie sleeve is an envelope pocket, a perfect place to secure items like your headphones, passport, and boarding pass. materials, spill-proof coating to reduce stains, and an anti-static coating to reduce shocks. Our nylon insulation snaps and
The Grouphug Window Solar Charger is a designer solar panel made for people who want to be sustainable but don't know where to start. Here's how it works. You hang it in a sunny window and the sunlight charges up the battery built into the frame. Then, plug your phone directly into the charger's USB port. When the solar panel is fully charged, your phone will charge at the same rate as if it was plugged into the wall. I started Grouphug because I was really frustrated by how hard it was to adopt solar energy in your everyday life. When I started researching solar panels, I realized that the fundamental design of a solar panel hasn't actually changed in over 60 years. It's basically a rectangle slapped on a roof, a pole, a backpack, you name it. There are definitely personal solar devices on the market, but they're designed for people who like camping, fishing, hiking, boating, and I hate all of those things. I studied industrial design at Georgia Tech, and I really love making and building things with my hands. For over 6 years, I led the product design team at Littlebits, a consumer electronics company in New York. I learned everything there is to know about product development. Using renewable energy doesn't have to be hard. This is just the beginning for Grouphug. By supporting us, we can create a lifestyle where it's effortless to take your devices off the grid without sacrificing design.